So, you want to join Writing Battle. You want to put your writing skills to the test and actually get some feedback from your peers? Great! This video is to inform you on what you can expect when you actually compete in one of these contests, and what to prepare for. So, as they say in the Armed Forces, I'm going to break this down for you, Barney style. For those of you in the back who don't know what I'm talking about, Writing Battle is a writing contest run by Max and Tanoa Bork. They host a new contest every season, each with a different word count and themes. Winter Flash Fiction starts in February and has a word count of 1,000 words. Autumn Short Stories begin in October and has a word count of 2,000 words. Spring Microfiction begins in May and has a word count of only 500. And lastly, Summer Nanofiction starts in August and has a word count of 250. There are also the 3 recently added professionally reviewed contests, but those are outside of the scope of this video, so we'll go over those another time. Right, so first things first. When you attempt to join a contest, you will be asked to pay. This is a one-time entrance fee for the contest you wish to join. Now, I understand that paying to enter a contest can be a big ask for some, but if you ask me, the feedback you can get from entering Writing Battle is priceless. And now, once you've entered the contest and when the day finally arrives, you will be given your 3 prompt cards. Now your first prompt card, the blue one, will be the genre for your story. These can range from direct genres like cozy fantasy or buddy cop to more broad themes like a revenge story. There are always 4 genres for each contest, each completely unique and covering a broad swath of subjects. The other 2 cards are simply called red cards. These cards determine the specifics of your story. These can be anything, from objects to character types to themes or even locations. You can use these as prominently or as obscurely as you want, but they have to make an appearance somewhere in your story. If you end up with prompt cards that you either don't like or can't work with, don't fret. You are allowed several redraws for new prompt cards. You can redraw your red cards up to 6 times, but you're only allowed to redraw your blue genre card once. Now with prompt cards in hand, now comes the time for writing. Now remember, you have limited time to write your story using your prompts, edit it, and proofread it, so it's time to lock in and start putting in the shift. Like this. Once you finish writing, just submit your story to Writing Battle, and get ready for the real battle to begin. Once the story is submitted, it will be sorted into what are called houses. These are brackets of 50 stories that are in the same genre as you. These will be your competition for the next half of the contest. Now begins the peer review section of the contest. Now, over the next few weeks, you'll be given 2 stories from different houses of the same genre. You are to read these 2 stories, write reviews for them, and decide which one did better than the other. The winner will receive a point and climb the bracket. Now, the review section does have a minimum word count, so you will be expected to give genuine and useful feedback. You can't just say, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, best king. You need to put in detail, put in effort, let the author know what they did good and what they need to improve on. Once the final reviews are in, the points are tallied and you get to see how good your story did. Stories are rated on a point scale from 0 to 10. Stories with 5 or fewer points are officially out of the contest, departing with the peer feedback they earned and the prompt cards they used for their story. Stories with 6 points are given an honorable mention, but they too are officially out of the contest. Stories with 7 points or more now move on to the second bracket. At this point, the best stories from each house are gathered together and pitted against each other in a grand final showdown of ultimate destiny. At this point, your story is not just being reviewed by your peers anymore, oh no. Now it is officially being reviewed by professional editors and writers. Eventually, once the dust has finally settled, one story will finally reign supreme within one of the 4 genres. And with that comes cash prizes and having your story published in a magazine. And bragging rights, naturally. So, you've completed Writing Battle. Well, now what? After completing your story, you now have permanent access to the prompt cards you used for it. You can use those cards in the tavern, allowing you to generate your own prompts and write your own stories. So, that about wraps it up. I hope this has inspired you to join Writing Battle. See you guys next time, when next we shall meet on the field of literary combat.